Alright, so I said some things about Spirit Dive Yuno that now are just completely wrong, and I need to make sure to update you guys. And some things are completely wrong because of new information, and some things are wrong because I was just outright wrong. So this is mainly the points I said in one of my previous videos, saying that Yuno is great in PvE, okay? But overall, he's not worth it long term in PvP, or not even top tier even now because of too much investment, and that you might not want to summon. So I was saying don't summon. He's good for PvE, but that's kind of it. Now, obviously, it's Spirit Dive Yuno. Okay, if you want to get Yuno, any character you want, even if they're bad, go for them. Okay, I'm not here to stop you from getting your favorite character. Alright, no matter what, even if the unit is bad, even if Valkyrie Noel was bad, if you like Noel, you go for her, okay? But I'm here to talk about, I'm the voice of reason for people who want to save their pulls, want to have a good amount of pulls, and make sure their account is worth it even as a free-to-play and able to compete against maybe dolphins. Maybe not like complete whales, but at least dolphins. And because of the fact that I was wrong at least 50%, I want to update you guys on everything and make sure you guys have the correct information. Now, part of it is because of the release of Valkyrie Noel. Okay, we've already went over why he's so good with Valkyrie Noel, so I'm not really going to go over that again. But if we like go over some bullet points that I didn't make, where did I make it? Here. So I said, if you have Spirit Dive Yuno skill page maxed, Yuno is going to be getting back his ult every turn, okay? With Noel being the quickest in the game, you could immediately kill an immortality unit because Noel's going to do damage in the combo. And then afterwards, Yuno kills with the immortality removal. And then Noel gives him invincibility on the combo, making it almost 100% invincibility uptime from the start of the match, which is why they're such a good combo. So they fixed the one problem with Yuno is that long term, he probably would not have lasted, okay? Main reason is because I thought, first of all, the next fest being Noel was going to completely power creep the game in terms of like not making Yuno worth it. But Noel's best partner is Yuno, okay, just outright because of the fact that there's no other good DPSs at the moment. Yuno is very much blessed by that fact to allow it to be where Yuno is very worth it, okay? Now, I want to touch on some points. Yuno PvE is S+, okay, so like tier ranking for that. I didn't make the PvE part of this, but he is S+, okay, amazing in PvE. And hold on, let me pull it up. We can see that Yuno against the world boss did 74 million, so it is actually very worth it to get Yuno because he's able to keep himself alive, right? Because of the fact he has invincibility. And I mean, yeah, that's basically something that I think is very important to note. So first point touched off PvE. Now, not worth it in the long term. Obviously, this is not true anymore. Well, two reasons. First of all, Noel makes it so that he's going to be good at least for another 2 months after Noel's release until the next fest. I think the fest really changed stuff. Now, there is something to note. Finral and what's her name? Gray are coming out a week after Noel, okay, on JP. I'm pretty sure because of the fact that the season ends. If we check it out, when the battle pass ends, hold on, let me window capture. My bad. One sec. So if we check the battle pass is ending. Oh wait, hold on. Wait. That means I can get Yami. Hey yo. Wait, I clicked on the wrong thing, but no, I need Yami. For world boss, Yami's great. So the battle pass ends in 21 days. Now, 21 days is basically, sorry, 18 days. So 2 weeks, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the 29th. Okay, Noel comes out on the 22nd. So a week away is when Finral and Gray come out, right? Because the new pickups always come at the beginning of the season. And Noel's coming a week later than she's supposed to. So like 22 and 29 are the 2 pickup dates. And that means that we don't have the full team info really for Noel, right? There's stuff that's still going to be updated, more units coming out. So that's something that needs to be mentioned. But, okay. Yuno as of right now is going to be very good for Noel's team, which is something that needs to be mentioned. Now, I said that she's not top tier even at this current point. I need to fix that statement that Yuno is just not good. Now, I did make another point actually that okay, so we're gonna touch on that point later too. And that's if we check upper leagues, right? I've been slowly getting up here. By the way, I've been lower leagues because I was away for I was away for a week, so I dropped down. And before that, I didn't play as much, so it was very bad timing for me. Now, if we go to the upper leagues, what do we see? So we see a lot of mono red teams. Now, the reason why we see mono red is because it's the team that was easiest to invest into. Now, we see a Mariel team with a very interesting build. But what we also see is this Spirit Dive Yuno team. Now, this is a bait team. They just changed the defense, I think. We see the Spirit Dive Yuno team with Mimosa, Charlotte, and Mariel, okay? And if we go down, we still see it. We still see mono green. We see another Yuno team, right? So this Yuno team is used quite a lot. And I asked my friend Ali, who is he probably should be somewhere here. Is Ali slacking? Ali, are you slacking? That's crazy. But Ali was competing for top 3 before. You can still see a lot of Yuno teams, right? As I slowly breeze on by. And I guess he's not... Where is he, bro? Oh, wait, it's probably because of the name change. Hold on. I'm not going to show it because I don't think he wants me to show it. But I'm pretty sure he's like probably in like top 50 somewhere. And he has like a 110k Black Asta, was the guy I showed with the 110k Black Asta. And he said he doesn't like fighting mono green because it's kind of scary for him. And he doesn't know how to play against it. So mono green team is actually very good. Okay. Now, what I do still stand by that I said that I forgot to add is that Yuno is not meta changing in the way that every other fest was. Julius completely destroyed the previous meta, okay? Made a ton of new teams, made William very good because of the combo, and just made it a damage-oriented meta. Then Black Asta comes out, creates mono red, creates a tanky non-mono team with Charlotte, okay? Becomes used everywhere, okay? Creates a whole new meta. Same thing with Mario. Creates like 5 new teams, creates the DLT meta, okay? Creates mono green, okay? Makes the anti-DLT team, okay? And makes Witch Queen even good off of mono red. So all these units impacted the meta heavily. But my problem with Yuno was that he was only good on mono green. Currently, you can't really use him off mono green without him being not the best. For a fest, you kind of wanted to use him on mono green. And guess what? They fixed it a month and a half later with Noel. Sorry, over 2 months because of the banner schedule. Over 2 months later is when Noel is fixing it. Which to me is a problem. Listen, it's good that they fixed it. It's good that Noel is fixing them. But you shouldn't need to wait 2 months for the unit you summoned on, especially now on global, he's going to be the half anti unit. You shouldn't need to wait 2 months for him to be good off of one team. And I still stand by that, right? Now, I said you might not want to summon. Now, long term, now, he's worth it. He's worth it. But there's still a problem. And honestly, I tell him on global, unless you're stupid, which I better not see people saying they don't have summons. I better not. Okay, how do I show this? Okay, let me pull up my YouTube. So yeah, my bad. I'm actually gonna pull this up. So you summon for Mario, okay, and then it's kind of like a bunch of skips. And even before that, you should have skipped this. Okay, you should have skipped Yami and Luck. You should have skipped Mimosa and William. You should have pulled up You should have picked Mimosa, but skipped this too. Then you should have skipped Zora and Vanessa because Vanessa doesn't work with Yuno. And then it's either going to be Spirit Dive or Noel and Real next. So you skipped at least 3 banners. Sure, you did summon for Mario Leona, but that was, what, 3 weeks ago? So you have like over a month to really pull, right? If we check it, Mario came out 3 weeks ago. Spirit Dive's coming out in 3 weeks. So technically you've had either 3 weeks to a month Spirit Dive's coming out. So you've had basically, you're going to have like 6 weeks in between Mario Leona and Yuno, but then it's like there was nothing else to summon on. This is the video that I made. So I definitely think that you should have enough pulls. Okay, you should have enough pulls, but then at the same time we go to what Yuno needs, and that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff, and I don't say that word lightly, not at all. If we check it. Okay, let's see Yuno's skill page, because his skill page does need to be maxed, right? And that's the unfortunate part, because you want to get this SP plus 2. So what exactly the skill page does is, I have to pull it up. What the skill page does, if I could fucking get it, is basically, that's Jax. Oh my god, I'm seeing green, and then I just said that's it. Alright, so there is a 100% chance at max loop to get 3 SP when you have Spirit Dive on yourself. And why this is good is because Yuno's ultimate gives him invulnerability, technically, because the ult gives the Spirit Dive, and whenever he gets Spirit Dive, whenever he uses his ult, he gets invulnerability. And with this skill page, it lets you basically get your ult almost every turn, especially if you have Mimosa 2 dupes. So because of that, you do want to get him basically to 2 dupes, but you also want to max dupe him because it gives him his speed. So they made it that this unit is extremely whale heavy because of the fact that this max dupe gives him 6 speed, a bunch of good stats, right? A lot of really, really good stats. And then you want to get the skill page to be able to actually properly use them. So this unit, in terms of investment, is very high, and especially because he works best with Meryl Leona, it's rough, right? It's rough because Meryl also max dupe does help a lot because it lets her taunt pretty much all the time, and that's like a very strong thing. So you want to get both of them, and they both need very high investment. But long term now, Yuno is going to be worth it. So if you do invest into Yuno, if you do plan to actually do that, now I could say there is value, and I also was for sure wrong about him not really having a place in the meta. It's just not as great as a place as I would have liked. What I mean by that is we should have been like having multiple team options for Yuno, but we don't, which is very restricting, and I do not like that, and I stand by that point fully. But going for him now for sure is not a bad idea. Okay, Yuno is a very good and fun unit. He's good in PvE, PvP, and if you start with him, you're in a pretty good spot. Not just even for grinding, right? Because you could use him in gear grinding early on if you're starting a new account. So yeah, no, definitely pulling for Yuno is not looking too bad now, especially because even after Yuno or before, depending, Rill and Noel is a skip banner. You just pick Rill and that's it. And then afterwards it's Nozel and Kohono. You pick Nozel and that's it. So Yuno is gonna be looking very good. I'm going to make an updated full banner guide, but for the most part, you're going to want, if you're pulling for Yuno, you kind of want to max dupe them and get everything maxed, right? If you don't do that, it's looking rough, okay? It is looking very rough for you in terms of actually using Yuno. And long term, I mean, Yuno's going to be looking good. He's going to be good up until Noel's release, as I'm seeing right now in the PvP meta. And then after Noel's release, he's going to be the best unit to use with Noel. So keep all of that in mind. And I mean, that's basically it. I just wanted to make stuff like that. Now, I actually do need to talk about some stuff. I do need to basically kind of address certain things that was said on Twitter, I guess. Let me first pull it up. Another pause. Give me 1 second. Now, this was a comment someone made, and I mean, I see this going around. So it's like, it's not targeting this person. No hate to this guy. I think it's, you know, kind of fair, but at the same time, he doesn't really understand certain things. So this is why I've realized a while ago you tend to judge units too harshly, too quickly. Like I remember when Season 2 dropped, you said Ghost was the worst and bad, but now he's amazing. I think almost every unit in this game has a purpose, even if it's in the future. Now, there's two things about this. Number one, we're going to talk about the Ghost part first. So Ghost Season 2, I mean, I said he was good in PvE, but I said people shouldn't summon because Julius was coming out 2 weeks later. People went crazy on Julius. Julius was for sure their highest revenue banner easily. So when I'm saying that you don't really need to go for Season 2, it's more so you go for them if you're a spender. If you don't, then you probably shouldn't because of the fact that, well, motherfucking Julius is coming out. And I think it's, if you're looking too much into the future, 4 or 5 months, then at that point, it becomes that you're not ever going to summon. Okay? And I'm also saying, he said, I judge units too harshly. And I think this is also in relation to Spirit Dive. The thing is, let's check this out. Let's check this out. This is very important. So Noel's coming out the 23rd or 22nd, basically whatever, anytime like that. Yuno came out, where is it? The 27th. So 2 months later is when Noel's coming out. 2 months. Yuno could work, right? You could use Yuno, right? Yuno with mono green is very good. Is it the best team? Not necessarily. It's as good as every other team, but he's a new fest. So why should you summon for the new fest if he's as good as a fest released 3.5 months ago? Why should you summon for a unit that is just as good as mono red when he comes out, when the meta is advancing? That is my point. That was my point, okay? And I think I was correct on that point, but I was wrong in saying that PvP team was not good. It was good, but is it better? Is it the number one? Is it by far the number one? No. Should it have been? Yes. And I stand... I lost my train of thought because I had to pause the video, but Yuno is good, but just for a fest who needed max dupe and max skill page, I did not think it was worth it at the time. And I think that if there was not the Noel assurance that he stays good for at least 3 to 4 months minimum, then I don't think it would have been worth it at all for you to really go heavy. But now I think going heavy is not a bad option on the Spirit Dive Yuno banner. And I need to address this too, right? I think I said it here. I said this. You can't always plan for the future because then there's no point to ever summon. Okay? I'm thinking long-term and short-term. If a unit short-term is just not it, and long-term is just not working as well as it should, considering like if it's a fest, right? Then there's not really a point. And it's not like I'm going to be like, okay, Spirit Dive Yuno is not really that good now. why would they buff him? Why would they necessarily buff him with the next fest if the next fest is like supposed to be meta changing, right? And then the next fest being Noel is only good on one team, but I digress. I think for Noel it was more so expanding the meta a bit, and more so over time it's gonna get better. But I was like, the way they worded the meta change was gonna be like Noel instantly makes like 10 new teams. Was that the case? No. You could still use the other mono teams, but Noel is probably gonna have the best team out there still. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that. I'm gonna judge a unit harshly. I judge every unit harshly because of the fact that it's people's currency, and people should summon on only the best, only what is needed. And Spirit Dive Yuno just did not hit that requirement as a festival unit who needed max dupe skill page and advancement, right? So I stand by that fact. I stand by that fact because max duping a skill page especially is very tough. I mean, I hope you guys have been saving your skill page dupes because, to be fair, Noel doesn't need her skill page dupes. Okay, so like there is that to mention. But yeah, anyway, just if I talk about a unit, just know I'm thinking about the next 2 months. If there's something that comes out in 3-4 months after, that's not my problem, okay? I mean, the unit's gonna get a rerun if by that point. And yeah, anyway, just wanted to finish it off on that. But definitely I think that I was wrong on Yuno, right, in terms of him not being that good in PvP. He's actually very good, and of course in PvE, as I said, he is amazing. But now long term he's good, so I think that people should definitely know that. It's very important.